departments, I think, that fall into the same classification where there is no health insurance concession. I feel fairly strongly that in order to support a wage increase in some of the other areas other than the union CBAs and the non-unions that we've already addressed, that it's both unfair to the taxpayer and unfair to the other employees if that same concession is not applied across the board. That's just my feeling. It's not been discussed as a board. Quite frankly, I don't intend to push that issue tonight. All I really look to do tonight is to ask the question of the 2 or 3 different departments involved, let the selectmen digest it a little, and maybe it's something that you can mull over.
Yeah, I would have to look. I haven't, like I said, last year we looked at it, and we weren't for it at that time, but I'd have to look at it again.
And I think, Mike, would you be the person to see for her as far as understanding the details or whatever?
Yes, that'd be correct.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Pierce?
Yes, I had the same question, but Richard already covered that one pretty accurately and closely and well enough for me. And I noticed your supplies really went down. So good,
yep, they did.
Good work on that. You're really covering up that little situation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Moore?
The same comment applies with Jane as far as the proposed budget passing. Everything's good to go. The default, not so much. So let's hope it passes.
Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Next, we have cemeteries. Oh, I didn't see you sitting back there. How you doing?
I'm fine, Mr. Chairman. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hey, Phil.
Another valued employee. Kenny Kenny.
I'm just going to make a quick comment to lead into a point. You know, once again, I really want to thank the voters for supporting Warrant Article 39 last year. Especially the people who worked on this, my lot owners, made phone calls and sent emails and did all those things. This was really a grassroots type thing. There wasn't any money spent, where those who were against it did spend money. So still goes to show this day and age still that a good grassroots effort can do the job. But the reason I do mention that when it comes to the budget, the renovations to the building may, and we won't know for a year or so, have some effect on the utilities. I don't think it'll be anything major, but obviously now with the year-round heating, and we're going to do our best to insulate and all that, we simply, we're not sure how that's going to go. So, that's all.
Well, I didn't think you were able to guess. Oh, I didn't think you had telepathic powers that you'd be able to figure all that out. But thank you.
Question on the electric and other things. This might be a question for another board member. Richard, are we going to enter into a contract with electric with this thing coming from Mr. Nichols?
We already have, as far as G2 accounts, which are the smaller accounts. Fred, I don't know if you know if the cemetery was part of that. There was just like a whole bunch. I believe they were, but I believe they were as well.
So well, that leads to the second part of my question. And will their electric bill be affected by that, maybe?
Maybe.
We don't know yet.
The electric bill is really small.
If I may, speaking of that, that actually was a typo on my part last
Join
year.
us up at the table.
Well, speed.
No,
Budgeting.
we think
The one I meant to type in 350 as I had the previous year. It was just a typo. I typed in 150, and I didn't really pick it up until March when I saw we'd already spent like 70% of our.
But in this context,
You're
we're talking like
138% now.
Right.
in
well,
the
again, it was a
context of
typo.
this department.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the number, we're talking like 25, 50.
Oh, I know. I'm just wondering, though, it'll be spread across all the departments, though, right?
Yeah, correct.
Thank you. Okay. Now, that's all I have.
Mr. Moore.
No questions on the budget. Are you expecting to want another warrant article this year?
No, the only thing we may ask is that we haven't figured the amount yet, that some of the money be encumbered for tree removal, which best be done in the winter.
Because you've only spent small amount so far.
It's best done, well, we're...
It's all coming quick,
It's
though.
coming quick. It's going to be, yeah, we hope in the next 2 months to get a lot done.
Yeah.
But as far as trees go, you know, they're much better. Those, we want to remove a few of those large bull pines, and those, that's be done in the winter. So
Give us a cheaper price in the winter to do them.
So
Would
that-
you,
that
would you
as
avail
well.
yourself of Urban Tree, or is that the contract we have?
The town has a contract with Urban Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Yep.
been working for Urban Tree as well.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Bean?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, superlative work, superlative budget. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Nichols?
Nope. no comment.
Okay, thank you very much for coming in
Great,
tonight. Mosquito control. And she's not here. No. Okay, library. Got a lively group there, waiting to come up. Welcome.
I'm not sure what you would prefer. I have sort of a presentation, but
Do your presentation.
Yeah, why don't
Thank you.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy it, I'm sure. Looking very nice over there
And
at
I
the
don't have any
library.
tomatoes, so you're safe.
I can see that you've got it seems to be getting busier all the time.
yes,
Thank you.
one of the slides is sort of increased use over the last 5 years, and we really have been continuing a positive trend.
Good.
Right out of the gate, the first thing to look at, we received the new calculations for the retirement analysis after we turned in our budget. I've shared that with the board, and they decided to meet before we came to you guys to sort of look at the whole budget with its new retirement numbers, and so they made some cuts yesterday evening. So what you have in the books is slightly above what actually we're proposing. So we're going to reduce the line that we use for our substitutes, the sick leave line, down from $8,000 to $5,500. Within the maintenance area for repairs, we're going to take that down from $8,000 to $4,855. And then with the utilities, we still haven't gotten a lot of really strong data for the lighting to know what we're really going to reduce, but I cut that a little bit more down to from $22,000 to $20,750. That'll go in the revision of the books, but that's what we're proposing.
And the purpose there was to offset the change in the retirement? Got it. Thanks.
This year we are applying some step increases. We have been holding that program that we instituted frozen for the last 2 years as we worked on the media side of our budget, which had been either decreasing or staying stable since 2003. So this year there were 3 employees that their work really was above where they had been classified, so we reevaluated their positions and have reclassified their librarian designation, so their wages have changed. 2 employees in the regular staff would receive step increases next year. We have one librarian who's going to be completing her master's work, and so her designation will change with that accomplishment of the degree. And we have 1 employee who is at the top of our scale, and so nothing will change for 2013. In the part-time area, we have 6 employees that will be increasing 1 step. 2 employees that are new, and so they won't be part of the step process until 2014. And again, 1 employee that's at the top of the scale. And then, as I mentioned before, we reduced the sick leave so that the net increase for salaries and wages is $10,603.
May I ask, interrupt, and it might be a
definitely.
question toward Mike, but if you want to answer it, fine. Those increases in regular wages and part-time wages, are those a part of the default budget calculation? Are they contractual to
They
that
are.
extent?
The step program that we
Thank you.
instituted, we treat as a contractual process.
Thanks.
For the benefits, health insurance, we have 7 employees who are eligible, but 6 claim it. Of those 6, only 1 of them is going to be a person who's actually getting a step increase next year. And so we're using the town's estimated of 8% increase and maintaining the split of the 90% employer, 10% employee contribution. The others are pretty self-explanatory with the net increases of the benefits of $13,587. On the operating side of our expenses, we had some changes to contracts. Our cleaning contract we expect to go up. Elevator contract and the mechanical, which maintains our HVAC, have both gone down.